Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to my first ever deck profile, and as you can clearly see, it is Burning Abyss. Very classic deck, especially for people who have been playing for a long time. They know about this deck. Um, Now I haven't done a ton of testing with this deck in real life, so I can't really give a ton of credibility, unfortunately. But this list is very similar to Column King. That's his YouTube channel name. So this is very. Sorry, my camera cannot stop shaking. Um, this list is very similar to his, and I really liked his list a lot. Um, the only testing I can say that I have with this deck is like this list is like almost card for card the same as my list in Master Duel, and I'm about to hit like Diamond Rank right now. With that list, so it's a good list for sure. And I would say this list is pretty budget for the most part. Like I would say that the list is maybe $200 or under, maybe. I haven't done like the calculations, but this list is not very expensive. I would say it's pretty affordable, especially with the Zeus reprint and whatnot. So we'll just get into the deck profile. So I play triple Scarm, triple Graff, and then the triple Sir. Let me just go ahead and move those up. Scarm is your searcher. He searches during end phase, albeit a little slow. Graff, specials from deck, and then Sir specials from graveyard. So this is pretty much your essential toolbox. They all do what you need them to do, and they help keep your deck grinding and maintaining advantage throughout the course of the duel. So all very good recursive engine. And then we have the triple Farfa. So the reason I'm playing three of all of these is because I do play Pot of Desires in this list. Farfa is your main spot removal, and I definitely want to play three because in case I banish two, I at least have one left in deck. And then for our more niche BAs, I play, of course, the standard one of the utility names. So Libic lets you special from hand. Probably the fourth best BA name. Alich negates a monster effect till the end of the turn. Calcab bounces a Speller Trap, so he's kind of like a giant Trunade. And then Barbar is kind of like Burn. It's your late game win condition. He can deal up to 900 by banishing BAs in graveyard. So he's a good late game win condition. And then for our normal summons, triple Tour Guide, 2 Rhino Warrior. So I know in most lists they opt to play like triple Rhino Warrior, 2 Tour Guide, but personally I feel like Tour Guide is much more high impact than Rhino Warrior is. And you could say like, oh, Tour Guide is more fragile to hand traps, but to be honest, Rhino Warrior and Tour Guide both essentially lose to the same hand traps, like Valor, Imperm. I guess Cypher and Gamma is like the only exception, but I just feel like Tour Guide is like if you resolve Tour Guide, you're probably gonna win the game. Like it's just that strong, and then being able to search at every end phase is just super, super strong, and it allows you to just keep putting pressure on your opponent. So that's it for the normal summons. Plus another thing is I just didn't want to max out on normal summons like triple Rhino Warrior, triple Tour Guide, and then Graff is basically a normal summon, so that's like 9 normal summons. Triple Pot of Desire is probably the best pot in the game. So the reason I like playing pot in BA is because Burning Abyss doesn't really plus a whole lot, like aside from like Tour Guide and maybe Beatrice. This deck doesn't like gain a ton of advantage. Say if like Salamangreat or Eldritch or some of the other meta decks. it can't really plus as hard. So just being able to have a Desires to give you that extra card advantage is a big deal sometimes. And generally in Yu-Gi-Oh! +1s are pretty good, so. And then next up, triple Chalice, and then triple Dark Ruler. So the whole logic behind this is, so if I had Forbidden Droplets, these would be Forbidden Droplets. But Dark Ruler's good budget alternative. It more or less does the same thing, maybe not in the same sense, because Droplet is a quick play spell, and then you can discard BAs, so you get their effects. So Droplet does a lot more for the deck, but Dark Ruler fills the same role in a way. And the whole, so imagine if these were droplets, so it would be like you're playing 6 droplets effectively. That's the whole logic behind playing Chalice. You just want more ways to negate monster effects. But Dark Ruler's pretty good. If you guys can't afford droplets, Dark Ruler's a good alternative. And honestly, Chalice is actually really good, like surprisingly good. At first, I was like, oh, like Chalice, like, but it's actually really good. And for you guys that play Master Duel, this card's really good in Master Duel too. So that's pretty much it for the spells for the most part. And then our last spell is Harpie's Feather Duster. So this is completely up to you whether you want to play this in the main or not, but I kind of like having it in the main just as a powerful one of. For hand traps, I play triple Veiler, triple Ash, and then triple Imperm. So all very good generic hand traps. And if the format changes or when the ban list comes out, I'm sure that these will probably change around. But for now, these hand traps are all really good. They're all very strong. They usually stop your... Okay, so we'll move on to the extra deck. We have double Dante and the Beatrice. So of course Dante, self-explanatory, best rank 3 in the game. Beatrice, it's her main form of interruption, and honestly Beatrice is actually surprisingly pretty strong. Like even if you just make a Beatrice at 1 card pass, like Beatrice plus some hand traps and like Chalice is, or Imperm is really strong. It's usually enough to stop most decks for a turn, sometimes even 2. Plus Beatrice is really annoying for some decks to deal with. Even in 2022, Beatrice Pass is still good. For other extra deck cards, we play the Rebellion Shark, Fortune Tune, Break Sword, Downerd Magician, and then the double Zeus. So the whole reason behind Rebellion Shark is just to bring back Fortune Tune. That way you can basically go into Zeus. It's just another way to go into Zeus, basically. I only play 1 Downerd. I just find it kind of hard to squeeze in the second Downerd. I'm not sure what else I would cut for the second Downerd. The extra deck space is already pretty tight, but the logic behind this is basically just to make a second, it's more ways to make Zeus. It's also more another way to help turbo out Megaclops. So pretty interesting card. It's pretty niche though. It doesn't come up a whole lot. So I don't know if this card is going to stay in the list or not, like moving forward. I'm still kind of testing it out. But Zeus is you definitely want to be playing at least 2 of this card, because this is the card that wins you games. It's BA is basically Zeus Turbo now. For other cards, we have the Utopic package. So this is very strong. You can easily make this with like double Dante, slap this, and then just being able to negate anything and snatch steal it. Super strong. I actually think this card is even better than Dragoon. You don't have to play bricks, obviously. That's the benefit of playing this. Just a good late game win condition. Pilgrim, of course, for Beatrice target. And then I am playing a couple links, so Cherubini, Megaclops, and then the Accescode. I only really play Cherubini as a way to link climb into Accescode. It's the main reason I play it. And then Megaclops is just really powerful, like, late, or maybe not late game, but just a really powerful boss monster you can make. And being able to revive any of your XYZs is pretty strong. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the extra deck. We'll move on to the side deck. So play 2 DD Crow, 2 Droll, 2 Lancia, and then Token Collector. All pretty good generic hand traps. Pretty much hit almost everything in the meta, or pretty much everything important. Then we have, for removal, spell and trap card removal, we have triple Twister and then triple Evenly. So if I had Lightning Storms, of course, these would be Lightning Storms. But these cards get the job done. They're both pretty solid. And then lastly, we have the Imperial Order and then the Red Reboot. So both game-winning cards, of course. And yeah, that is the deck profile. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you guys have any suggestions or thoughts, opinions, love to hear it. Make sure, and of course, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.